Good morning.
Good morning.
What day is it Wednesday?
It's Wednesday, hump day.
Hump day. Yay.
Just have to make it today.
Yep. Make it happen. That's probably not the right thing to say. Oh well. Never stopped me before, right?
Yeah, they say if you make it through Wednesday, you'll make it the rest of the week. So
That's right. That is true. I'm trying to bring up the chat. And I need to get a hold of Sally. How's everybody doing out there? Beth said, I feel like I'm waiting for Elvis to come on stage. Queen City Picker said, laugh out loud. Blackberry Thistle Tea said, that's funny, Beth.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting.
Well, that's like Valerie has to call me every morning because I use my phone, and the way Hangouts works, it doesn't. I can't just click on a link like everybody else. Anyways, I always joke around and say that I feel like the ugly girl in high school waiting for her phone to ring on a Friday night. Every morning I'm sitting here by my phone waiting for it to ring.
I wish it was easier for you, you know. But
yeah, because like you and Deb pinching pesos, you two are the only ones that know how to do this.
Really?
Yeah. Everybody other people want me on their shows, but they don't know how to do it. Like, well,
not really experience.
If you figure it out, I'll come on your show. If not, well, I guess I'll just sit and watch. It's not like I'm asking to be on their shows, you know.
Yeah.
I appreciate the extra effort that you put in to let me on, because I enjoy being on this show.
I enjoy having you on. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, John. Hope everybody's having a good morning. It's kind of scary, but I actually have some energy this morning.
That's good.
I mean, I went to bed at, I think, 1 a.m. and I woke up at 5. I think it was 5. And usually I like to have my sit down time where I can just kind of look through my phone, just kind of gradually wake up. I hate to be rushed. And when I would work my other job, I didn't have to be there until 8. It was an hour commute, but I would get up at like 4:30 every morning. And it was just so I could get have my wake up time and slowly get up and around, and I don't like to be rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little bit of piddling done yesterday. Not a whole lot, but what did I do? I had to go to the store. So I really didn't do a whole lot of, well, I did some laundry. I cleaned the house a little bit. It was a little bit too cool outside still. It wasn't cold.
Jim?
Hey, what's going on?
Are you at court this morning?
I'm trying to get there. Yep, the door that I was hoping to use to get out onto the street is locked. So.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, now I'm wondering.
But I got up and this morning I got I got 2 meetings done and then six drafts done. So I should definitely.
That's good. I didn't get squat done yesterday. I was really sick yesterday, Hoofda.
Were you?
Yeah, I wasn't feeling good at all. That's why I wasn't in here in the morning. I was sleeping in and I was up all night sick to my stomach.
Well,
but then towards the halfway through the day, I started feeling better. So
yeah, it's not good at all.
No, I've been sick a lot lately. I'm gonna get a physical done here soon, hopefully.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, you know, that's the thing. I don't like to go to doctors, and I don't like, you know, I don't like to. They think there's a pill for everything, and I'm not a big pill taker. But let's see. But you know, there's some things like they say that I'm borderline diabetic. Well, that's kind of like being halfway pregnant.
I know.
That's just my thought. You know, it's either you are or you're not. And I think they use that to kind of get you, kind of scare you almost.
Yeah.
Because my mom was diabetic. I went, you know, I seen her go through all that and shots and all of that stuff. And I don't want to do that. So, you know, I started taking those pills and then cholesterol. You know, I have bad cholesterol. So I start taking those.
Yeah, my mom, she was a raging diabetic. My sister was. My brother, I don't think was, but he never went to the doctor. Brother and sister. My mom died at 59. My brother and my sister both died at 44. And I'm 42. I'm going to be 43 this year.
Wow.
So yeah, the doctor always had me on pills just in case. And I was like, what do you mean just in case?
I guess, you know, and I guess when you have that history, I mean, you know, I guess it's best to, you know, play it safe type of thing.
I quit taking all them pills.
I don't know. But, you know, and that's the thing with my, my daughters, there must be some kind of a chromosome or a gene or something that's in our DNA because they both have, it's called PCOS. What is it? Polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Oh.
And basically it all your hormones and everything is like, I'm not getting on the women thing, so don't scare off or nothing. But you know, your hormones and everything's kind of off kilter. So but both of my daughters have that, and they're very susceptible to diabetes. Tina, she had gestational diabetes when she was, I think with both of her pregnancies. So, you know, she just has to be really careful with that. Good morning, Chicken Fried Steak. Good morning, Jack Smack.
Good morning, everybody.
Silver Hair Stacker.
There's Sally.
Miss Sherry. The Cheerful Nest. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Hi. I am hoping that it's going to be. Good morning, Sally. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit sunny today because I need to mow the yard. So we're going to try and do that.
Grumpy Bumpy Jim in here?
Yeah,
yeah, I am. I'm downtown, so it's noisy, but I wanted to pop in, so.
Oh my God. Sounds like some drama over there. Mole,
Nikki.
mole.
Morning, Jason.
Jason, banana.
No, not banana.
Oh,
Jason
the
Hopper.
other Jason. The other Jason.
Uh-huh. The other. So, yeah, let's see. I was gonna look and see what Beth said, waiting for Jim to throw his hat in the air like Mary Tyler Moore. That's hilarious. I actually remember that show.
Me too.
My mom used to watch it all the time.
Well, we were, we only had certain things that we could watch. It was very pretty strict at our house, and so
Yeah, not to
one
mention
thing.
we didn't have cable, so you were lucky if you had, if you got 3 channels.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, well, we had PBS too, so.
Yeah.
I'm back. Get a new label.
Okay, hang on a second.
See, Jim wins his case today.
Huh?
Yep, I'm at the courthouse now, so I'm gonna run in and do this, and I'll be back.
Oh.
All right, good luck.
Yep, thanks.
Good luck. Hopefully he wins his case today. I think he said it was like a $500 and some ticket.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I was like, crap. Speeding through a school zone.
Wow.
Yep.
I gotta print a label real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Expensive ticket. Holy crap.
Yeah.
I got a letter from the IRS a few months ago saying I owe them. I got to pay that too. I almost forgot. I got it a couple of months ago saying that I owe them for some tickets I got. I forgot about it in Minnesota. I'm lucky they didn't put a rest out for me or shut my license down or something.
Tickets, like speeding tickets or something, or
non-seatbelt tickets.
Oh, gotcha.
Which I think is just terrible. I hate that. I mean, they shouldn't be able to just pull you over for not wearing a seatbelt. I'm not hurting anybody but myself.
Right.
I could see if I had young kids in the car or something without seatbelts on, then I'm endangering them, but it was just me. The sad thing was, see, I bought this pickup truck, my blue pickup truck. It's like yours. And we bought this pickup, and the guy who owned it, I guess, was a big drunk. And he was always drinking and driving. Well, all the cops knew his truck because they were pulling him over all the time. So every time I drive this stupid truck in Duluth, which I love the truck, don't get me wrong. Every damn time I drove the truck in West Duluth, damn cop would end up pulling me over because he wasn't supposed to be driving. He got his license revoked. He got pinched for drunk driving so many times. And so every time they saw the damn truck on the road, registered to him anymore, but they just see the truck. They wouldn't run the plates. They just see the truck, and it was an old truck. So I mean, they recognized it, and so every time they saw this damn truck, they'd think he was driving around town.
Oh my gosh.
So then they pull me over, and they come up with some stupid excuse why they pulled me over.
Yeah.
When they realized it was me driving it. Because the one day the cop's like, "Oh, well, I saw you swerve over the line." Like, really?
Oh my gosh.
But I see you're not wearing your seatbelt, so I'm going to give you a ticket for that. I'm like, screw you. I didn't say that to him, but I was so mad.
Yeah, I kind of I kind of learned my lesson the hard way on that one. I think it was it was on my birthday, and it was years and years ago. Probably, I think I was 21, and it was my birthday, and I got pulled over for no seat belt in the morning, and then I got pulled over the same day in the afternoon for the same thing. Got 2 tickets. Talked to I told the officer, which was kind of dumb that I told him that, but I said, well, I was just stopped this morning. And he goes, well, he said, maybe you'll get the hint or something like that. You know, just smart ass remark.
Yeah.
But it learned me.
Yeah. Me too. I wear my seatbelt when I go over to Duluth now.
Yep.
In Superior, I don't worry about it as much because Superior, it's only like a $10 fine. But in Duluth, it's like $189 or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
And I got 2 of them. And then the one time, a state cop pulled me over because he saw me not wearing my seatbelt. Well, he went to pull me over on the bridge, which on the Bong Bridge. And at the time, there was construction on the bridge. It was down to 1 lane. So when he starts pulling me over, I flicker my lights at him, and I keep going. You know, I slowed down and I kept going because it was 1 lane in the construction.
Right.
Anyways, he starts putting his sirens on and flashing his lights and everything else, and getting up on my bumper, pulling back, getting up on my bumper, trying to get me to pull over. You know, so I pulled over. It's like he gets out. He goes, "What the hell? You expect me to drive all the way over to Wisconsin to pull you over?" And he's like, "Why wouldn't you pull over right away?" I says, "I flipped my lights on so you knew that I saw you." I says, right. We're down to 1 lane traffic here in construction. Where did you want me to pull over? And I thought of turning him in for that because, you know, because he was like swearing at me and everything else. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was always taught that when you get pulled over in a construction zone, you need to go to the safest place out of the construction zone and right. Pull you over so that you and him are not in danger. And I've always been told you don't pull over on the bridge. You get over onto the other side of the bridge where it's safe.
Right.
You know?
Well, yeah. I mean, that sounds more reasonable.
Yeah. So I thought of going to court and fighting that, but I never did. I forgot about it. So.
Yeah.
I have never been pulled over.
You've never been pulled over?
Nope.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
You're very
I drive like a grandma.
Yeah, other than those 2 times, I got a perfect driving record, which is pretty good for how many miles I have on my belt, you know, being a truck driver.
Yeah. And it just gives me anxiety to think about it, you know, and I don't want to get pulled over, so that's why I drive like a grandma. But no, the only time I've ever had anything like that happen to me is when I've been in a couple of accidents, but one accident was actually, I have to take that back. I have been pulled over, but it wasn't for me. It was for other people that I had in the vehicle, and it had nothing to do with my vehicle or anything, but we were like kind of harassed when I lived in Washington. But I've never had a ticket before, anything like that.
You better find you some wood. I'll be knocking on my head, the desk.
Knocking on something.
Oh my gosh.
Well, my mother-in-law, she told me whenever I first moved here, she said, you need to be prepared to get pulled over because you just get pulled over here. It doesn't matter who you are. And I'm like, no. I don't get pulled over. You know.
You live in a small town, don't you?
It's small, and it has a little bit of people in the winter, and then a lot of people in the summer.
Yeah, it's a tourist town.
Yeah. Yes, my head does reach the steering wheel, Jason.
Oh my gosh.
With
I'm
or
not that
without?
short. I'm 5 foot. I actually drive a big freaking GMC Chevy pickup.
Yep.
And it has to have a step, or else I wouldn't be able to get in it.
That's funny.
I've never had a cop stop me and ask me if I'd like to pay my ticket on the spot. I would say I would have to decline that and say, no, I'll pay it by mail. I feel like they would just like pocket that money.
Oh yeah.
That ain't gonna happen.
Well, where are you at, Jason? Why are you in there being an Oompa? What the hell?
Okay. I don't know.
Why are you in there singing Oompa Loompa?
Well, I dare you to come on here and say that. I dare you.
You're the
You won't
Oompa
do it.
Loompa, sucker. Yeah, that is pretty weird. I definitely think that would be a dirty cop if they said, you know, I'm going to give you a ticket for this. Do you want to pay it now? No.
I think if you get pulled over in another state, you have to pay it on the spot, don't you?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
No, but
I
I think
so.
you have to go to court. I think you would have to go to court there.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll just send you a ticket.
Well, I thought you had to pay if you got pulled over out of state. You had to pay it.
Tara says if you are from out of state around here, they make you pay it on the spot.
Huh.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, except for like Duluth and Superior, they don't bother you there. But
Sherry said tomorrow's episode 100.
It is.
Wow.
That's crazy.
CN episodes.
I'm gonna have to do something tomorrow.
What can we do? Give us some thoughts out there. Tell us what can we do?
I have an egg-tastic I could donate to giveaway if you want.
A what?
An egg-tastic.
An egg-tastic. It's one of those things that you microwave eggs.
Okay.
They're seen on TV. I bought like 10 of them. I can't sell them. They're the coolest thing, though. I make my eggs every morning in them. I love them.
Do you?
Yeah. Neat. It's a little porcelain egg-shaped little thing with a cover on it. Yeah. I'm willing to donate one of those to the cause if you want. Brand new in the box. I've never been used.
Sherry, I was thinking about that. Something about crazy hats. Everybody wear a crazy hat tomorrow. Or party hats or something. Trying to think if I have anything weird.
My dog's trying to live on me.
I just thought it was appropriate since it's morning show and eggs, you know.
Right.
And egg it. The whole egg it incident.
That too. You put your eggets in there.
Good morning, Megan. Good morning, King Rat. Hope everybody's doing good.
Why isn't Sherry in here?
I don't know. You don't like us.
She's a bum.
Are you still watching that damn giraffe? Did you move on to the elephant?
No, but a cute little puppy dog.
The elephant.
Oh, I don't know. I was just making shit up.
I was like, are you serious?
Just making shit up. Nice.
These animals have been getting pregnant for years and years and years, and right now they're just
popping them out left and right.
Wow.
It's okay that you're lazy, Sherry. That's why you should be in here, because it gives you an excuse not to work.
I'm lazy too. I've shut both of my stores down. Hello.
So how long are you going to keep that going like that?
Me? I don't know. So I decided to get it going again.
You're just winging it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was thinking...
Where?
I shut both my stores down.
Oh.
I'm... excuse me. I'm going on vacation in June. So, if I'm going to start them up before then or not, because I'm going to Pennsylvania. And so, I might just use this month to and get my life on track and my health on track and maybe get my building built. And then when I come back from Pennsylvania, hit her hard. I feel kind of bad being on this panel because I'm not selling anything right now. Well, I did sell something on Facebook the other day, but I feel kind of bad being on here when I don't sell anything right now.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I still have knowledge, but I don't know. Everything's up in the air. I don't know what I want to do yet. Because, like I said, the last time I was on vacation last year, I ended up screwing up my whole account because I miscounted the days and stuff. And I thought, well, I'm just going to shut it down this year. I'm not even going to worry about it while I'm on vacation. I'll just start it up again. But I don't know if I want to go a whole month without, because that's like a whole month of May and like half of June.
Yeah.
Income. You know, so I don't know if I want to do that either.
That's I mean, you know, just to think about that, that would be, you know, I mean,
but then I thought,
in a sense, it's good for you to maybe have a little bit of a break from it and not have to worry about, you know, anything. And that way you can kind of get the other things kind of in, you know, back in line. So
normally, with the exception of the last couple months, eBay is like my life 24/7. I'm constantly doing stuff with eBay. Normally I'm really focused. I'm constantly listing. I'm constantly shipping. I'm constantly doing something, cleaning my stuff, researching. I'm constantly, that's why I'm on my phone. I do it so much on my phone because I'm constantly doing eBay all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually kind of a sickness because I'm on it all the time. It's always nonstop eBay. Anyways, so yeah, I kind of needed a break. I think I was just burnt out. And with it being cold outside and everything else, it was hard to do stuff outside, out in my garage, and all winter long I've been bringing stuff into my house, which we're remodeling the house. And so I've got my eBay stuff and the remodeling stuff. It's all becoming just way too overwhelming, you know. So I just had to just step back a minute and just be like, all right, I need to stop, you know. And I've made good money the last couple of years on eBay, so I've got some savings. And plus my husband, you know, he works outside the home, but some savings, so I'm okay there. But and then I thought, well, the other day I was thinking, okay, so I'm taking a break from eBay. maybe I'll focus on because I've always wanted to try out Etsy again.
Mm-hmm.
Etsy years ago, and I thought, well, I probably now that they allow vintage stuff, I thought maybe I'd try Etsy again, but I don't know,
That's an idea.
something different, you know.
That's an idea.
Yeah, so I've been kind of interested in trying out Etsy a little bit and see.
Different, different platform, different. You most people that I've talked to, they get a lot more money from Etsy than they do eBay.
Yeah,
Depending
but I
on
don't
what
think the
item it is.
sales are there though. I mean, like eBay. I mean, eBay, you just list a lot of stuff and boom, you got sales. Where Etsy, I
Right.
don't know if it's that way.
I know my daughter's on Etsy because she makes kids like T-shirts and onesies and all that kind of stuff, and she usually gets about 3 to 4 sales a day, which is pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's better than I expected for Etsy.
yeah, I think she's been doing it for about a year, maybe a year and a half to 2 years. But
Oh,
it's a different it's a whole different animal over there too.
yeah,
And
yeah. Well, like I said, I used to do Etsy years ago. I used to make dog treats. I used to make dog treats for my dog that was overweight. And he loved them so much, and everybody just loved these dog treats. So I thought, well, I'd try my hand at doing it on Etsy. And I was constantly selling dog treats all the time. I mean, that was back when a flat rate package, I could fit probably 8 pounds in a $4 package. That was back when the medium flat rate box was like $4.98 or something.
Right.
And I could fit up to like 10 pounds in there or something like that. Anyways, I used to sell them like hotcakes on there and on OLA.com, and I had a customer base that was always coming back for more. I kind of got burnt out on that because I couldn't keep up. I mean, there was just I was baking them as I was getting orders.
Right.
Plus, I worked a full-time job at the time.
Yep.
And so
That's a cool thing. I mean, they're not really that hard to make unless you're making a ton of them, for sales and stuff, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got burnt out on doing it. It was really good money. I made good money doing it, but $6 a pound.
Yeah, Sherry says that the fees on Etsy seem lower, but they add up. There's no free listings on Etsy either. So
No, it's like 20 cents.
Definitely.
But that 20 cents gets you what, like 3 months of a listing or something?
Right.
So yeah, you're paying 20 cents for a listing, but you're getting it for a lot longer.
Yeah. John Smith asked if you were still liable for your eBay store fee, even if you're shutting down temporarily.
No, I shut the store completely down.
You completely closed your account?
Not my account, just the store.
Just the stores.
I can open it up at any time. I didn't shut the account completely down. No, I still have both accounts. I just stopped my store, and yeah, so I'm not paying for my store subscription. And I can start it up at any time,
Right. So you just do the monthly. You don't do the yearly subscription.
Yeah, if you're on month to month, then
I just do month to month.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you have a year subscription, which you get a better rate, but if you shut it down early, you're liable for 1/3 of whatever you owe left. Is the way they work it out. So,
right.
Yeah, no, I was doing month to month.
You got to pay an extra month. So.
Yeah.
No, I was just doing month to month on both stores. So yeah, I just shut it down for now and over
Well,
there.
you know, maybe once you get your building put up and everything, then maybe you can figure out what you want to do. And
Yeah.
I like to put a lot of that stuff. I'm totally a list person. I make lists for everything. But even if I have an idea, I have a pad of paper everywhere in the house. And if I have like an idea or
Mm-hmm.
something pops in my head, I can write it down, because if I don't, I'll probably forget it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that might be something to do, just maybe kind of brainstorm and kind of see where you want to go and what you want to do, and what are the possibilities.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. I'm just sitting here. It's actually been kind of lonely because I haven't been hearing any cha-chings. You go, you go years with hearing that cha-ching every single day of your life almost, and now all of a sudden it's like crickets. It's like, oh my God.
Like crickets.
Yeah, no cha-chings.
Just change
Yeah.
your texting tone over to the cha-ching, and then you'll be, every time somebody texts, you'll get a little excited.
I know, because that's, before I did this, I mean, for years that I've been on eBay, I mean, it's like I said, it was nonstop eBay. I'm constantly listing, I'm constantly cleaning, I'm constantly doing something for eBay all the time. And if I'm at the store, I'm constantly looking for stuff. And so yeah, so my whole life has been nothing but eBay for the last, I don't know how many years. And now it's like nothing. It's like, what do I do with my life now?
Right.
But
yep. I'm
just taking a break.
Well, right now would be a really good time to like organize and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm working on getting stuff organized and getting my house cleaned out a little bit, and as much as I can with remodeling, and just trying to do some stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
And then I was thinking of the whole Etsy thing and Bonanza. I thought, well, maybe I'd give that a try and see what's up with that. Because I do Bonanza, because it just takes everything, imports everything from eBay before. But I thought, well, I wonder if I gave the effort to Bonanza and Etsy that I gave to eBay, I wonder how the sales would be.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, this might be a thing that I can do and actually help people learn too, maybe after I'm done, and tell people that, hey, I don't know, I'm just
an experience.
Yeah. And like the other day I was really bored, and I made some drafts on eBay. I didn't put them live, but they're ready to go whenever I want. So if I get really bored. So I'm creating listings so that time I want too. So I'm just taking it easy. See.
Nothing wrong with that.
But like I said, I've made good money the last couple of years on eBay, so I've got a little cushion to be able to do that.
Right.
So.
And I think if you're, questioning things, or if maybe you want something different, or you're just kind of burnt out a little bit, or whatever the case may be, it's not a bad thing to take a break from that and kind of reevaluate what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think you should start doing more videos, but that's just my thought.
Maybe.
I think that would be, you have a lot of knowledge, and maybe even like a question and answer type of thing, or something. I mean, I think that would be good, and it would still keep you in the eBay loop.
Yeah.
Might be an idea. You were actually one of the few veterans that talked to me.
Sorry.
Wow.
It's my ringtone.
Wave like you don't care.
Sorry.
That'll wake you up. But yeah. The upside down picker. Who is that? Who could that be?
As I messaged her last night and told her she should have had stinky butt picker.
Brandon would have loved that.
That was the nickname from her husband.
Oh my gosh. Eric's having a rave again. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you know, play the music.
Hey.
That was have you ever seen that Sprint commercial with the Narwhal song on? I was sitting there one day watching it, and it's got all this classical kind of slow music, and they're showing the ad for Sprint, and they're like something about, will you ever remember this commercial or something like that, and then all of a sudden they put that song, narwhals, and they got these little monsters jumping up and down, and I was like, oh my God, I just love that, so ever since then I've had that as my ringtone. It's like an obnoxious ringtone, when I'm somewhere, it comes on and everybody's like, what the hell?
My son was really into that song, and if you look it up on YouTube, it just continuously plays on a loop, and he just sit and listen to it while he's doing video games. I'm just like, oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
it's
do.
a song, but yes, if you hear it for about an hour and a half straight through on end, you get a little sick of it.
I bet.
Wow.
My husband hates it. He's like, change that ringtone. I'm like, no, I've had it for like a year. I love it. And it's loud and obnoxious too, so I hear it, I've tried changing my ringtone once and I couldn't hear it, so and I notice it, and I know it's mine because everybody has all the same ringtones all the time. Nobody has that ringtone but me. Everywhere I am. So. And I'm loud and obnoxious too, so it fits me.
The
Nice.
chicken yodeler.
What'd you say,
Tara?
Tara?
Watch the chicken yodeler. That's a good one too.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Good morning, oil field picker from rainy Louisiana.
Morning.
Good morning. Sales were pretty good yesterday.
Very good.
They were killing it.
Valley.
I spent my money on my dog, but it's real good.
What's that?
I said I spent all my money on my dog, but sales were good. I think I sold like 532 yesterday, and my dog cost me $565.
Oh my God.
What you get for letting your dog get knife fights?
Did they fix them up good?
Yeah, she looks a little like Frankenstein right now. It's right by her rib cage, so it's L-shaped like this. So she's got about sutures going down this way and 5 inches of sutures going that way, and then they got a drain tube hanging out of both ends.
Oh my God!
Does she wear the cone of shame?
Yeah, and she's not happy about that. Yeah,
I bet.
the cone of shame is upsetting her more than the stitches are. Yeah.
Is the other dog leaving it alone?
Yeah, she's home. I picked her up last night.
No, I said, is the other dog leaving it alone?
Yeah, everybody's leaving her alone. I got this The drain tubes by drains. I got her on this spot with a old blanket, so then if any like blood or serum come out, it doesn't get on the carpet or whatever, but she's doing pretty good. They got her on antibiotics and a pain pill and that, So I'm sure when I'm all done, by the time I go back and get the tubes out and go back and get the sutures out, I'll probably be into this for $700 or $800, But
yeah.
I guess if somebody stole her and said I'd have to pay that to get her back, I'd pay it. So I was mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, Megan. Nobody ever calls me unless it's somebody trying to sell me something.
Well, that's one nice thing about the business that we're in, though. You're going to need probably $700-800, so you just list more and sell that.
Yep. And I happen to have been just listing a lot right now. Well, yesterday I did 532 yesterday, but one of those things was that toy outboard motor that I sold for $250. So
nice.
That was a good sale.
Yeah, considering I got it for free.
That was good sale because you dug it out of a box out of a house, so yeah.
Yeah, that was that where she told me go clean out that garage or whatever. I reached down I'm going through these boxes. Jim's hauling out what I want, and I pull this one box down. I'm like, oh boy, ka-chow. I see it was mounted on the boat. I took it off the boat. I sold the motor, and I got the boat listed separate right now. Anyway, yeah, that was a nice one.
Makes the day worthwhile.
Yeah. She had some other good stuff though. Like I think I told you, I got a bunch of Mr. Christmas out of there. One of those hollow mold ceramic Christmas trees, some snowmobile stuff, some Ford tractor parts new in the box.
Nice.
There was some all right good stuff in there actually.
Ford tractor parts sell good.
Yeah, and they were all new in the box, so that was cool.
Nice. Even better.
Yeah. Well, there was a little, even though it had been rummaged through by the family already, there was still some stuff left in there. It's funny what people still leave behind, or don't go through.
People, I mean, that's sentimental value and monetary value is two different things, and most people aren't looking at their stuff to what can I sell it for. They're looking at, does it really mean anything to me?
Yeah. Well, she used to have a bar, and I suspect, because I got some others, like some beer lights and stuff, but I suspect probably that boat was up in the bar as a decoration, because you kind of live, in this boating Northwoods area. That's where I think the thing was set, and I think she just left all that bar stuff behind.
They owned a real bar, or it was a home bar?
No, a real bar, a business bar.
Yeah, I used to have. My brother has it actually now. It's because my family was owned bars and stuff back in the day, and my grandfather used to actually contract with Jack Daniels, and he had Weber's own Jack Daniels. Oh,
really?
It was really cool stuff. And my brother has the only bottle that I know of that exists at this point. My grandfather was killed in a robbery at this bar, but that was back in 69 or 70. I mean, I barely remember him. So
I was gonna ask you if it's like one of those bar back bottles, that they refill out of the keg.
I really don't. It's a standard. It's not the fifth. It's the next size up. So what the 1.5 liter bottle or whatever the liter, I can't remember.
I had a bottle. It's a whiskey bottle. It was Fox Head, and I had it for a long time because we had an old local brewery in Wisconsin called Fox Head Beer, and I thought it was something to do with that. So I'm like going through some stuff. I'm like, geez, Jim, why don't you just sell this? I got an auction, and I thought it was kind of cool, but I don't really. If it's worth something, let's just sell it. Well, it was one of these. I didn't know this. I guess in the old days, they would refill the whiskey bottles are up for decorations, and they'd refill them. It was one of those. I think I got $250 for that bottle.
Yeah.
Or 300. It was high.
It might have been something along those lines. I mean, he owned the bar back in the 60s, so I mean, it's not that old, but.
Okay, so I ask you a question since you know a little bit about bar stuff. Have you ever heard of a Philip Bloom? I think it's whiskey. It's one of those sawdust plaques that hang on the wall, but I can't find anything like it.
That is so cool.
You know what I'm talking about? Like in the 30s, they had those sawdust. It says, yeah, right here. And I can't find anything that's associated with Vidalia. And I found a whiskey bottle for Philip Bloom.
Okay, Vandalia is there's a Vandalia, Ohio. I know that much. I mean, I'm sure there's Vandalias other places. So it's a city.
Oh.
Name.
Yeah, and this might have been made in Ohio. I think I saw Philip Bloom whiskey might have been Ohio when I looked it up on Google search. But I mean, I can't find any I found like one whiskey bottle from them that sold a while back, but I can't find any like advertising stuff.
What do you think it's worth?
That's a good question. I was trying to look it up yesterday.
Oh, let me do a little bit of research. Philip Bloom. Let's see.
Oh, cool.
Let's see. Let's get rid of that because I can't spell. I forgot to turn the TV on upstairs. Oh.
You know, we were talking about telephones and ringtones and stuff. Have you know, I've been noticing lately a lot of telemarketers calling with local cell phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, my husband got a call from this local cell phone number. He didn't answer it, and they never left a voicemail. So he called it back, and here it was some guy's phone number. Or he answered it. He knew it was a telemarketer. He answered it because he found out it was a telemarketer. He called it back, calling me, and here it was some guy's cell phone number. He had no clue about it. So they're just picking random local cell phone numbers to call you from.
We had Charter doing that to us because they're always trying to sell us cable. We have internet through them, but not our TV. They always call us from a local number to try to pitch us TV.
Yeah.
I got a call from one in the thrift store, and it was DirecTV. It was Charter. And I said, well, I get DirecTV for free. And then she's like, well, how do you manage that? And I'm like, well, you know, and I thought, wait a minute, what the fuck? Why am I telling, pardon my French, why am I telling you this? But that's exactly the word I use. Why am I explaining something to you? I'm working, you know, you're calling me, and she don't know I'm in the thrift store, but I'm at work, in air quotes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, why would I explain myself to you? Piss off. You hung up on me.
Yeah.
But you got real like a I don't know, I don't want not to be mean, you know how motherly when a mother's being stern. Yeah. Like I'm 50 years old.
Yeah.
Be like that. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Oh, my foot hurts. Oh boy. Rub my fur wrong. Wrong direction.
Yeah, and usually the calls are like, you've recently stayed in a resort, and we wanted, you know, and it's like, I've never stayed in a resort.
Like, I've never, and it's the computer talking because you're like, no, I didn't, and I usually hang up right at that point. But.
Yeah, I know you're not talking to me because I never stayed in a resort.
Yeah, last time I was a little kid, my mom and dad paid for the room, so it's been a while.
Call them.
I sleep in my van. Thank you very much.
I do know that, and I am guilty of it. The job that I used to work for, Apria Healthcare, they would, you know, when I would call patients, they normally wouldn't answer because they see, you know, Apria Healthcare come up on their caller ID. So I would use my cell phone and call these patients. And, you know, I got a response. I got a better response, actually.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know, you know, who I was or whatever. So, yeah, I've done that before. I'm guilty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't really find anything on that, Tara.
I found a bottle and it's made in Chicago, but I mean it's old and some things are saying it's like pre-prohibition. I don't know.
Pete Jones at Press Sodas.
I showed it to him. Yeah.
How do you spell Bloom again? Is it B-L-U-M?
B-L-U-M. Yeah, and the Phillip has one L.
Okay. Let's go there. All right, is that?
That's exactly what I was picturing when I said Sally upside down with her little legs sticking out and these striped socks.
They get a logo like that. You know, like how like Dusty has the rocket logo. Sally's could be like her feet sticking out of a dumpster.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. And go to a merch and create a T-shirt and put it up there so you can order some T-shirts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I was picturing this, and I was thinking, damn, I wish I could draw, so I could draw this dang thing I got in my mind. You know.
Yeah.
It's cute. It'd be a cute icon for you.
If anybody has any artistic bone in their body, maybe they can come up with something.
You should talk to your niece.
Who, Tina?
Yeah. She could probably rustle something up for you.
Yeah.
It's like 50 grand was their brand.
Yeah, I saw that.
They register. Well, they're not pre-prohibition. They're actually right after prohibition.
Oh.
1934 is when they re-registered. Well, they registered. They may have been registered beforehand, but
yeah,
that's what I'm finding at least. They are out of Chicago. That probably. You get. I mean, when you're a bar, you get a lot of weird, different things, you know, from distributors and stuff like that. That said they may have made up a bunch for their area. You know, maybe it's a distributorship or something like that. I mean, it's really cool, but for the price of something like that, it's gonna be tough.
I got somebody sold a glass from them, like a whiskey shot glass that they dated, and they must have been in business earlier, 1898 to 1918. And then the shot glass they said sold for $150. Must have been at like a, regular auction, something like that. But this is that, you know what I'm talking about? It's like that they did in the 30s, that like pressed sawdust, they call it, plaques. So I think it's like 1930s. I don't think they were doing that before the 30s.
What's the metal made out of?
It's not
copper.
It's that it's painted gold, but it's that
Oh, okay.
That pressed sawdust they did in the 30s for advertising and tourist pieces.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what they call it. There's a name for it.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I didn't know that's where you were moving blackberry thistle tea. That was pretty cool.
I can't leave yet. I got to hear what Jim has to say.
Oh, it was actually pretty easy. I went and talked to the district attorney, told her that I wanted a prayer for judgment, and she said, okay, I'll reduce it down and ask for the judge, and you'll be done. So I went and talked to the judge, told him that I wanted a prayer for judgment. He's like, sorry, my GPS is going. He asked if I was willing to do community service. I was like, yeah, sure. The only thing that sucks is he gave me 2 months to do it, so I have to go back in on the 7th, and we're moving to Alabama like June 19th that week. So
how many hours?
Yeah, 17 hours.
Oh, that's not bad. You can knock that out.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can knock it out quickly and then call the court and be like, listen, I'm done with it already. Can I just come down there, sooner.
I mean, you do a couple of weekend shifts at soup kitchen, or I mean, there's something I'm sure you can figure out to do. I mean, get with your church and they'll find something. I mean,
yeah, I'll figure that out. But now I've got to go down to the Department of Revenue satellite office and pick up some tax stuff for the mortgage. So,
of course, more stuff, even though they've given them everything they could possibly need.
Oh, Jesus. That's what I said yesterday on Jim's video. I said, it was hard enough to buy a house with 2 high-paying full-time jobs that we've been for 7+ years. I can't imagine trying to buy a house now with just reselling income.
Yep.
It would be it's a little. I mean, I pay cash for my house. It's a little different story for me, but that's brutal.
Yeah. I mean, when we bought this place, I mean, it's just they crawl up your ass with a microscope, and.
Well, that's the unintended consequences of Dodd-Frank. I mean, that's the problem.
That was horrible. When they implemented those lending restrictions, it really stopped real estate money from moving.
Yeah.
And so many people were afraid to make a mistake, and then they would be held accountable, for a simple mistake, as opposed to negligence or willful issues. So then a lot of people go, I don't want to write those loans if it's a little bit questionable. I don't want to get called out on called out for it. So.
I sold a house last summer, and I will say, like, I had a deal fall through, and he had a good job. He went in to apply for financing. They immediately pushed him right over to first-time homeowner, or HUD, or Fannie Mae, or whatever, and it fell apart because the first thing Fannie Mae said, government first-time homeowner lending, said, "Well, the house was built in '73." But what are you gonna do?
Jim, Dusty said you look good in an orange jumpsuit. Peanuts at you, Jim, while you're doing your community service.
Oh yeah, thanks. That'd be great.
I cannot find anything like that at all.
All I can find is the bottles a little bit. I guess you know what I'm gonna probably do. I'll list it today. I'm gonna put it at auction, and I'm gonna try starting it at $100. I'll see what happens.
I don't know if you're gonna get that. I mean,
I don't know if I'll start it high. I figure I can always back it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm finding wood plaques made like that, but nothing.
Yeah.
That's more of a. I don't think I probably sell it as a water plaque. I probably sell it as a. Try to tie it to that whiskey company, and then sell it as a a whiskey, Philip Bloom whiskey. What do they call those? A bar giveaway bar, something to do with it, just so you're tying it to that whiskey company. Let somebody who really follows that whiskey company come buy it.
Yeah.
The Vandalia thing is weird.
Yeah, because I can't see anything that says Vidalia with their stuff, so I don't get it. But
yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It might have been something that they made for, from their distributors, and the distributors made it and say, hey, we serve this liquor here that comes from Vandalia, and this would be our distributorship.
yeah, I even looked up the artist on the bottom. It's R Sharp, and I can't find anything about him either.
It's definitely a different item.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be willing to pay something like, I mean, for me personally, that's something I would buy like for like $50 and hang on my wall. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not a follower of that whiskey company or anything like that. So I mean, I think it's at least $50 cool. So
yeah, I agree with you.
What do you want?
Morning, Dusty.
Morning.
Morning.
Make these tabs go away. The gang's all here. And Jimmy ain't in an orange jumpsuit.
Nope.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Jim's not somewhere right now tossing somebody's salad is what you're trying to say.
Even the judge seemed like he didn't want to be there. He was like, "How are you doing this morning?" I was like, "I'd rather be out there than in here." He goes, "Yeah, me too."
Well, dude, you dismiss this. First round's on me.
I think a lot of them, though, have like figured out that it's not worth, having traffic court day and everybody's going to come in and plead their case and beg and whatever else. So a lot of them have gone to these type of programs and they've figured out, like Huntsville, sure, take defensive driving. We offer it in the classroom right next door. Guess what? It's the same price as your ticket. Right. So we'll let you out of your ticket, but you got to take defense. I mean, it's about them getting their dollars. I get that, and they've all figured out that, if they offer something up front, then they don't tie up the entire courtroom.
Well, with something like that as well, you don't get points on your license, which is a bigger deal than the ticket itself.
Right.
So, I wish they had a class. I'd just go sit in a class for 4 hours and be done with it.
Especially since you were going like 90 in a school zone or whatever.
Yeah.
90 in a school zone. He knocked over like 7 kids. I mean, what are you going to do?
In a four-wheel drive pickup truck with a snowplow.
Yeah.
Rebel flag in the back window.
It's the parents' responsibility to get the kids out of the way, I think, right?
Nice.
You know what? A little pain when they're younger means they've got a lifetime of learning that they never have to worry about. Never walk in traffic again.
Right.
Or walk
Too far.
again.
Hard to kill you.
I mean, I patted the snowplow with pillows. What more do you want?
You could have said you already did your community service. You're teaching the kids how to watch across the streets.
I actually asked him. I was like, I coach soccer for 2 teams for the town of Apex. I'm a volunteer there. Would that count? He said, no, it's got to be a 501(c)(3). So I tried to get out of it.
You need to find a thrift store that's a 501(c) and volunteer to help sort the stuff in the back room.
There you go.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm going to volunteer with a wad of cash in my pocket. Might work.
Oh, here's your nonprofit.
What's that?
Hold on. The
Don't
Masonic.
tell me it's like
the Masonic Lodge.
Yeah. I don't think they're accepting volunteers.
Here's a
But I
sorority.
don't like funny hats.
I
Sorority
joined
now.
the youth division, I guess. I don't know what the hell you call it, of the Masonic Lodge. I was a member.
I don't know if Jim would fit in their little cars.
The Order of the Chimolay.
And where? Here you go. The North Carolina Society of Hispanic Professionals. You just need to grow. Can you grow a mustache?
I could, yeah.
It's Jim Sanchez.
We could possibly pass you. That reminded me of something else. Private joke. Sorry. How about Fit and Able Productions? That sounds like an
No.
organization.
I'm neither fit or able, so.
Here you go. The Fill Your Bucket List Foundation.
Okay.
Oh boy.
That's adults with cancer, and you get to do stuff. You'd be like, get to help them fill their bucket lists, apparently.
I think I want to find something that I could drag the kids along to.
I'd go with the thrift store idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you get to pick what you do? They don't tell you what you have to do?
Nope. I can pick any 501(c).
The Cary Downtown Farmers Market.
That's a 501(c).
It's listed under CaryNonprofits.com.
Well,
I mean, I don't know on the other website about. Maybe they just help other nonprofit organizations.
right.
Jason Hover said, Jim to thrift store manager, I think you need to throw this huge pile out. I'll do it for you.
In my van.
Let me take that to the dump for you.
Yeah, right.
This is perfect. The Triangle Italian American Women's Club.
Oh, there you go. I think you need to grow a mustache for that too. Boom.
Florida Hidden Treasures said, making the kids do your punishment with you. Priceless, Jim.
Yeah.
Here's a hum sub to cherish Indian cultural heritage.
Tecumseh, yeah.
Wow, Oliver. He's basically saying go down and hang out at hospice and volunteer down there so you can get a good lead on all the upcoming estate sales.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
the Cary Ballet. How do you look in the leotard?
I think I fill them out pretty good.
You walk in and be like, I just want to be a bumblebee.
Just imagine Jim in the Borat outfit. That's all.
Yeah.
Can't forget your bump. They'll have to be uniform. I remember when my daughter, she's 24 now, but when she was little, she used to hate watching ballet because you could see their bumps. And I'm like, those aren't real, honey. And she used to just think it was just gross. She's like, Mommy, you can see their bumps. And I'm like, but they're not real, honey. I said, those are cups that they put in there. Yeah, she could never watch ballet because she thought it was gross because of their bumps. She used to call them bumps.
That's funny.
Ooh, how about Toastmasters? Ask Jim what county.
Wake County.
Did you say Wake or Lake?
Wake.
It was funny one time because she said vagina, and my husband's like, don't say that in front of me. You know, Daddy's little girl saying vagina. And so then she started calling it a V. I was like, well, what else is she supposed to call it? You know, at least it wasn't something crude.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's one: life experiences, job opportunities for adults with disabilities. But see, none of them are really very specific on like if they have volunteering opportunities available.
Right.
Because this would be perfect. It said volunteer. This one said volunteer at one of our upcoming annual events, but it's a golf tournament. But it's already over last year, so never mind.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I did my community service for volunteering at a golf event.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what somebody's name. The Cary Town Band.
No. I've seen them. There's something.
Turtle Trader asked Jim what county, because she said if if it was Durham, he could work at the Goodwill with no baskets.
I think I knew it was one type.
Yeah.
Good.
All right, I gotta run.
Peace, Jim.
I will be right back.
Okay.
I don't even see like Meals on Wheels. Habitat for Humanity Restore. That wouldn't be bad, except you'd probably end up lifting heavy stuff, but at least you get a shot at some of the stuff that came in. Or get a glimpse at it.
My restart, because right now it's springtime and they always get their a lot of donations in now, so they try to get rid of a lot of stuff, and they put everything 50% off.
Well, Jim's luck, you go in there to volunteer and explain the situation. There would be like, we don't need you in the restore. We have a roofing project going on right now in one of our Habitat houses. Got the middle of the summer roofing.
We have this weird clog between the bathroom and the street. If you could spook that out and fix it.
Oh, this sucks. Oh.
I'll be right back.
So, things.
What did I miss this morning? Anything exciting?
Not really. No, not really. Tomorrow is our 100th show.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
So we were trying to figure out something to do for that. I don't know if we decided on anything. Somebody was saying like party hats or crazy hats or something. So
How about we try to wake up and be here at 9 o'clock?
Woohoo. What?
Well, I'll try to wake up and be on at 9 o'clock. Woohoo! That's the kind of party animal we are.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
I'll take that.
Get it.
I can't deal with that this morning.
Where is it? Oh, I like that. Just hold another set of those cab marker lights, Dusty.
For how much?
$199.99.
Jeez, man.
I'm now over $600 on that. I got 5 more left, so I got one more set of 5 to sell. All I gotta say is, damn, I want to keep an eye out for those things.
No.
was a good one.
I sold 2 sets yesterday, plus I sold four more individually.
That's awesome, man.
And 1 set of 5, and the other 4 are, and 2 of them individually. So one guy bought 7, another person bought 2, another person bought 5, and then this person bought 5 more today. So came at the right time too, and I had a couple big bills I needed to pay.
Did Jim say he had to do 17 hours of community service?
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's an 8-hour day and a
It's a couple of
8-hour day and then going back for another day.
How much is the ticket?
It was going to be over 5.
Over 500?
Yeah, when you're doing 800 miles an hour in a school zone, yeah.
He wasn't going, well, yeah, he kind of was, but I mean, that's really high though.
Yeah, some states are just crazy on their school zone tickets and construction tickets and all that. That's where you get the big money.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do a ride along with a cop and help write tickets to other people.
Well, that one is, I think that program he's in, because it's a prayer for release or whatever the hell it is. They want you to do something with a charity.
Oh.
I'd go find a charity I can make a big old fat donation to and be like, sign this.
National
NRA.
Well, Jim said for him it was more about, it wasn't really about the, I mean, of course, $500 is a lot for a ticket. I'm sure it is somewhat about the money. It would be for me, but
Well, I think he would have paid the money had he not been in the middle of his housing deal where every penny is being watched. And yeah, they
but he's about the points too, though.
a check for $500, they would be wanting all kinds of documentation. What the hell did you write a check for $500? I mean, how are you going to be spending money like that and all that crap? I mean, because his mortgage company's crazy. So
They were asking him, I mean, I don't want to go into, his personal detail on air, but some of the stuff that mortgages ask now is like, dear God, I was like, why the hell would they like show us a paper trail from where this money went on this from like 2 years ago? And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing.
It's ridiculous. It used to be if you had good credit and a down payment, you usually get your mortgage.
Well, yeah, like one of the things they were like, show us why there's a discrepancy between the amount that was deposited in your bank account for this year's income tax return and the actual amount that was on your thing. And Jim's like, because I paid H&R Block, or whoever it was, I paid H&R Block to do it. They took it out of my return.
yeah,
It was like, damn, it's obvious. But then we need a paper trail.
$60 difference. I mean, I think he paid like $60 to get his taxes done, and for filing and all that stuff. And they wanted him to he has to document where that $60 went.
It's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I know, and I understand they did away with manual underwriting because manual underwriting is what got a lot of our country in the position we were in and stuff like that. But I mean, come on, can't somebody with a little common sense underwrite?
Yeah, but you can't have that much restrictions on house lending because money's a river; it has to flow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
And here's my question. If it's the bubble's fault that we got into this real estate mess, how come the collapse didn't happen until after they passed the new regulations?
Yep.
How come?
Could that maybe, could the fact that nobody could now get a loan, could that possibly be why our economy?
The first bubble was created by passing regulations saying you have to lend to everybody, pretty much. And that's how you created the bubble. And then when the money starts getting tight and the economy's not doing so well, and they were allowing people to borrow not just 100%, but like 125% of your loan value, of your house value, you're encouraging people to borrow more than they needed to buy the house.
No, wait a minute. Now, Megan's saying this is making me worried I'll never get to own a house. Part of the problem is some of the programs that Jim's, I don't want to talk too much about his mortgage. Well, I mean, it's not, part of the problem is I think they're a little stricter in the programs that Jim's going through, are they not?
Yeah, he is. he's in a first-time buyers program in Alabama, and a lot of this is exacerbated by the fact that Jim's doing this.
The guy in Alabama at the mortgage company told him everything moves slower in the South. Just get used to it. I was like, you know what, that guy should be fired.
Yeah.
His worst excuse ever.
But when you try to buy the house and you're out of state, you can't be down there and give them the stuff instantaneously. It's kind of a pain in the ass. And Jim's got a bad mortgage broker. I mean, when you're trying to do this long distance, like I did the same thing. I bought a house long distance. It's tough when you can only go down and devote 4 hours to a house search, and yeah, that's the one I want. Let's get all this stuff done, and then you're kind of rushing through stuff. But yeah, I mean, the first-time home buyers process, and you try to find out the best. Several different programs he could use, and try to figure out the best one that fits his needs. And he got misled the first time because they had a bad mortgage broker. They gave him bad information, so that put him a month behind. It's just kind of craziness.
He had a dumbass broker the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but we were all kind of questioning that one. Like, dude, you haven't heard from him in 2 weeks? I mean, I'd be firing that one. So, but it's not difficult. Here's the advantage. If you pay your taxes and file your eBay and Amazon income on your tax returns, that's income. So everybody sits there and says, well, I don't report my taxes and everything. Well, you're killing yourself.
Yep.
I mean, how do you prove where your money comes from if you want to make a purchase down the road? I mean, I went out and I bought a truck. I financed the truck with my eBay income, and I just showed her my profit and loss statements, and it was done that day. No big deal.
Hey, look, if I pull my gun really slowly, it doesn't make noise. I didn't know that. It's a catch-22 though, because depending on how you structure your business, I mean, depending on how you structure have your taxes set up for your business. I mean, obviously you're going to be, as a sole proprietorship, you're going to be, well, as any business, you're going to be in a position to where you're going to want to write off as much as possible to obviously pay as few taxes as possible. But that can put you in a catch-22. Then if you go and want to qualify for a mortgage, and they go, how come you only made $4,000? So it's a fine line between writing off. If you know you're going to need to qualify for a major life event like that, then it's almost advantageous to go in for a couple of years and not claim everything that you could claim.
And keep your debt down. Don't go buy a car with a car payment if you really want to buy a house.
Because once you have the house, car loans are easy. If you get the house loan first, then right after your close on the house, then go buy the car. For $99 down or whatever, and get into that loan.
Jason asked what kind of lights I sold. It's these.
Nice.
So the 5 of them I got $200 for.
Yeah, they're cab lights off the light.
Yeah, because they're new in the box.
Marker lights.
So if you see this company, Signal Stat is the company. And those type of lights. And it was the one thing I targeted at that auction because we had looked them up beforehand and saw that the prices they were getting, and $200 for 5 was standard price. Hey Jim, do you need a clock? Hello?
Yeah. There's art. Did you get a screenshot of that?
No, he's on the phone. Yeah, Jim. Well, it's because there it is. It's on the thing.
That is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I saw. She's got that real 90s outfit on.
Yeah.
Whenever they banned the girls on Snap-on stuff.
It's banned now?
Yeah. No, there's no Snap-on girl anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They do no fun allowed. The fun police came in.
Oh boy.
You like people of the opposite sex? That's all messed up. Excuse me.
What are you doing? You're tired.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this guy's probably pissed.
Excuse me.
But
Sorry to hear about the granny.
no, that's right. That's right. Thanks to everybody for their prayers and warm wishes and happy feelings and I don't know whatever else. You know, it's been coming for 4 or 5 years. I mean, she's had full blown Alzheimer's and incontinence and literally sat in a chair all day long. Didn't know who she was. I mean, she was just sitting like that, and it's sad. I mean, she always said, "I never want to be like that," because she watched that happen to her mom, to her sister. I mean, she watched every bit of it. She's like, "I don't want people to see me like that. I'd rather just pass on or go on or whatever." So it was bound to happen, but she just had a stroke, so now was already kind of like that, but now she's like that. She can't move. She's literally, I mean, I hate this. She's literally almost a vegetable, and it's just sad. And you see, and that's the hardest part is sitting there, seeing somebody suffer, knowing they wouldn't want to suffer. Tristan had a real hard time with it. And the kids didn't want their last memory to be like that. They had already seen her in the nursing home a month or so ago. And we flat out looked at the kids. They're like, "You don't have to go." Yeah. And, got there, and I wasn't sure if, her dad and uncle would, say something. And they said something. I said, "You know what? The kids were happy with their memories of her, and that's what she would have wanted." And he was like, and they understood it. So, but she has a younger sister who's 78, I think, and she's the last of all the sisters. No Alzheimer's or whatever. She was actually there. Love her. She's amazing.
Sorry, I had to take care of it.
That's Tristan's aunt, and she and I get along great. She was there, sitting there, just doing a crossword puzzle in the corner or whatever. It was just sitting around watching somebody whose breathing was extremely labored. She's not on a ventilator or anything, but she was definitely having that. Her neck was back in such a position because of the stroke, and it was just you could hear every breath really, really loud, and her blood pressure's really high. And basically, they said that her blood pressure is just going to probably keep coming down and down and down until eventually she just slips away. But
yeah,
and there is a DNR on her because she had always said, "I don't drag it out with me. Do not. I don't want." And everybody's in agreement on that, so that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so hard whenever people don't make that choice. I'm sorry, Valerie.
Yeah,
I was going to say it's hard. It's hard when people don't make that choice ahead of time, and then, you sit there and do CPR on somebody and breaking their bones and everything like that, and it's awful. It's like making them suffer, and so it's better if you make that decision for yourself early on, so that
that's what
your family doesn't have to do it.
That's what I was trying to explain to like Tristan's dad and uncle. I said, "Did you get it in writing? Did you have it in writing? Do you have to have it in writing in every place? Needs to be in writing at the nursing home. Needs to be in writing over here. It's because if a first responder, paramedic, or whatever shows up and they don't know about a DNR, they're required to start CPR and everything else. You have to have it in place everywhere.
It's hard to get a DNR on just somebody showing up at your house. I mean, like paramedics and stuff, because they're not lawyers. They're more worried about protecting themselves. But if you're in a hospice or a nursing home, that's the easiest way to do it, or a hospital.
So now it's just a waiting game. Her uncle, God love him, the guy is devoted as hell to his mom, and he's at the hospital with her and really won't leave her side. Unfortunately, it's the hospital out by the lake that's 45 minutes to an hour away. That he put her out there so that he can have her near to him, because he spends most of his week in his camper at the campground fishing and stuff. Or he did back when she was in the nursing home. And then he'd go in at lunch and feed her, and go in at dinner and sit with her, and so it's not a nearby hospital. So it's kind of a little bit of pain in the butt, but I'm not griping. I mean, it's what it is.
That's sweet that he was there for her.
Yeah, is it? I mean, I don't know. I've struggled. You know, you look at somebody like that, they wouldn't want that. They have no clue. Even the doctor said, you know, her brain essentially is in a coma at this point, for lack of a better terminology.
Yeah.
But basically go backwards.
She's not going to come out of it. The doctor said she's not coming out of it. There would never be any quality of life past what you see right here with her not even having a clue
Right.
who was on Earth. And it's like, why can't she just go? Just go. Just let go and go.
Yeah.
And as horrible as that sounds, that's what you want to say, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when I've had plenty of experience with people that were sick and suffering, and yeah, it's almost thankful when they do go. It's, you know, you almost want to thank God because they went, because it's just so hard to watch them deteriorate like that. And who knows why they're left here to just be here, you know? It doesn't make any sense, but there's a reason.
Anyhow.
Yeah, Turtle Trader was asking about like the trunk auctions where the auctioneer walks around and sells your stuff for you. You might have any experience with that. I've never done that. I've seen.
We have one at this auction that I've been to a couple times, but I don't they started it during the summer. It's like a normal auction inside where they run stuff across the block, but apparently an hour and a half before it starts, they're letting people, just anybody else that has anything, put it on the back of their truck or trunk or whatever, and like walking vehicle to vehicle and just selling stuff off.
I've never seen that before.
I can't imagine that brings a lot of money in. Turtle Trader, we had some that were estate and truck salvage. I mean, I'd go. I mean, I try to buy because I imagine it would be cheaper to buy, but I mean, I don't know if I would sell something like that. I think I would rather eBay, and then, you know, I'm a big fan of box lots at auction where you dump your crap at auctions and let them pay you money as opposed to having a garage sale or donating it, but those are harder and harder to find.
Oh.
I picked up a box lot at an auction. He started out at 20, and I was going to hit it, but he started dropping. He wasn't looking at me. I had my hand up, but he didn't see me. He gets all the way down to $2.50, and I'm doing the yup. So he takes my $2.50 bid, and I'm like, well, I'll get bid up now. Nobody bids me up. There's a pair of gold-plated Vietnam era. I mean, when I say a pair, I mean 2 sets, one amber, one green, of Vietnam era Ray-Ban aviators. I saw $250 a piece, $500 box. And he was fixing to go down to $1, but I caught him at the $250 to stop him. That's crazy. I love box lots.
Well, I'm gonna go back to that auction I was at last Thursday because I just love her auction style, where she starts out at $50 and then the next bid is $2. You know, I'm gonna try to take some video of it and show you guys. It's just bizarre.
Do I have $50? $50? How about 50 cents?
I mean, that's about what they were like. I mean, and that's the older lady. The younger lady was actually a little bit better. I mean, she was actually trying to work her way down a little bit. But
it reminds me of Long John, except it's the auctioneer.
We have an auctioneer that'll do this. She'll go, "Would you pay $50 for this? Do you know anybody that would?" And then she starts out like $250. I don't know if the seller's like that,
yeah, box lots are where you can make a lot of money, but it's also how you accumulate a lot of trash.
Well, you just gotta be
Yep.
willing to pick through it. Just sort it right away and throw the crap. I sit right next to the garbage can because I don't do garage sales. If it's
Mhm.
not good enough for me to sell on eBay, I just throw it away because I don't
Yeah,
want to be.
that's what I do. I mean, but it's just when you're first starting out, it's hard to make that.
Yeah.
This is an $8 item, and I can sell it for $8 and $3 shipping. I can still make money on it, but you got to realize that what if I can pull the four $25 items out of there and throw away the box? I'm not going to sit on that thing forever.
And I'll dump stuff at the thrift store, but we have this as our motto. We try to follow: keep it, sell it, or throw it away. It's got to fit in one of those three categories.
Yeah.
So, because otherwise you get these piles of stuff. It's like it's not quite good enough to sell, but it's too good to throw away.
Yeah.
Keep it, sell it, or strap it to an animal and ride it.
Yeah.
One nice thing where the auctions I go to, there's a Goodwill on the way home. So I told my husband I need to start going through it right there at the auction, and then we could just throw it at Goodwill right on the way home.
I got one of those drive-through drop-off Goodwills. It's fantastic because you can drive up in the middle of the night, drop your stuff, and leave.
I think we as resellers have a hard time definitely getting rid of stuff because we see the value in $1 here or there, like you were talking about. But I think the moment you get to that, like Nikki, like you're talking about, there's a Goodwill on the way home. I bought this box lot. All I wanted was this one single item in it. I'm going to dump the rest of the stuff off and donate it. It's not even going in my house. And I think that's for me, and it's hard to do, but I've gotten better at it, I think.
I think it even goes deeper than that, though. I mean, I think for us, for resellers, because before you became a reseller, you were probably a collector, and it goes beyond money. It's almost like you feel like you're this item's caretaker. Like if I destroy this now, later down the road, no one will be able to purchase it.
Right.
Opinion. If you're changing, you got to lose that mindset, and it's all about dollars. If it's only worth $2, either throw it away. I prefer throwing it away because honestly, we get a lot of boxes full of stuff that we say we're going to donate, and they just never seem to get to the Goodwill or whatever. I'd rather pay for the dumpster and just ditch it.
Hey, Dusty, does this look familiar?
One nice thing about.
Did you find that behind your trash can?
Nah, it came from the last auction. It was part of a lot.
Do what?
It was part of a lot.
But you bought it for that.
No, actually, I bought it for the films that were in it. There was a couple of 16mm films. I didn't even buy it for the film. I bought it for the metal cases and the metal spools because those are actually worth. I paid $2 for it, and I know I can get like $30 a piece for the metal spools.
We're sitting in a hangout one day, and some ladies make a lowball offering Eric on this
Coke tray.
And he goes, you know what? Screw it. End listing. Throws it over his shoulder. It slams against the wall. And everything else. He's like, I don't care if I sell it or not.
Yeah.
I pitched it. And I was in a bad mood that day, and it was just like I just can't. I couldn't deal with it that day, and because I mean they kept. She hit me like 3 different offers, and I couldn't even first class for what she was offering. Like one was $1, then $3, and I'm like, you know what? What do you think this is? I mean, and I even said, you know what? I can't ship it for that much. This is what I can do. So.
I used to do that at the flea market. We had this Cargo 6000 box truck, and Jim would always be standing in the box truck. We'd have the ramp down, and then you'd get like somebody's just being a jerk, and they'd walk away, and I'd just turn around and I'd alley-oop it to him and said, just put it in the truck. I'm done with it.
I did it when the person was there. The person keeps lowballing. I said, hey, I'll pay it twice that. Throw it up here. So she throws it up. I just walk in the back of the van, and they leave.
Yeah, there's some people think that you can put pressure on somebody to sell something because you're going to walk away, but
I hate
the
that.
pressure I have is with the dollars I want out of it. If you won't give it to me, I know it'll get those dollars. So
yeah, I
always wonder when they pull that move on somebody who's there every week at the flea market, because you're like, dude, I'm here every week. I don't mind packing shit up because I'll bring it back out next week. It don't bother me.
Yeah, whatever. I hate that when people do that, and I've had them do it to me when we used to do the flea market. Some they'll be like, "Well, I'm walking away. You're gonna let money walk away." When you say that to me, I would rather just not even sell it to you because I just don't like it when people say that.
I'm like, yeah, because I'm waiting for somebody else's money.
Yeah.
Turtle, no, Blackberry, somebody. Blackberry Thistle Tea said sometimes you can ask other people at the auction if they want your leftovers. Hey, if it's one of those like you show up and everybody's picking up at the same time because it's been an online auction, there's a box of crap I don't want. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's going in the next person's pile over here.
I do that too.
I do it
It's all
all
yours.
the time. Don't want that? Throw it on them.
Yeah, when I had that big pickup of that auction, I'd want all the shelving, that everything that was stored on it, and I didn't want the shelving. And there was one that I wanted one item out of the whole thing. It was just full of homemade Christmas stuff, and I'm like, I don't want any of that crap. And I went through the boxes to make sure that's what's in there. And so these people had bought a bunch of the other stuff, and I'm like, "Are you into the Christmas stuff?" Like, yeah. I said, "Well, you can have all this if you want. I got what I needed out of the slot." So they took that, and then another guy was grabbing a couple of shelves. I said, "These are all my shelves. If you want them, they're yours for free. I just don't want to deal with them," because it was one of those auctions where whatever you bid on, you had to take.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I had my truck, I had a trailer, and I was packed full bringing that stuff home. And I'm like, I had no room for any of this extra stuff, but I'm giving it away. I don't care. Do most have a minimum on truck items that are not? I don't know. It depends on your auction, on the auctioneer for something like that. I'm sure that they've got a deal set up where, what do you take? Most of the time, people are selling something off the back of a truck or in the trunk. They'll take whatever they get out of it. So I would go. I mean, what's the worst you're going to do? If you got the time, go and spend some time at it.
One thing about being a box lot buyer, though, you always find something you need. Like my husband is always looking through my box lots, and if he's looking for something, and I always find something he needs, or somebody will be like, "Hey, do you have this?" "Yep, I got one of those." And it's hard to get rid of some of the stuff because it's like,
But see, that's how you become a hoarder.
I know.
If you think about it, that's how you become a hoarder, because you end up with
you may need it someday.
That maybe you use it once, but do you really need it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's just it's way too easy to go from auction buyer who you're looking to make good deals to suddenly you develop a need for every little thing, and sometimes you just got to go. You know what? I'm done with it. And I clean out every now and then of stuff that I've already bought, paid for, sitting there. And you know what? This was a bad buy, or this is just not worth the effort of listing because the shipping doesn't make sense, or the value's gone down. A great example. I'll tell you what I did last night. I had bid on some stuff on an online auction, and I did it as a place marker because I wanted to come back and bid on the other stuff. Well, I got really busy last night, and I forgot about the auction. Well, I get an email saying, "Hey, you won these 2 items for $8.88. And I'm like, well, son of a gun. So I'm like, all right, I'll go pick them up. And I realize it's 60 miles to go pick them up.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm like, oh, crap. Well, this place has a thing where I can pay online, and I can even donate it if I want. And so I'm kind of torn. I'm like, okay, there's maybe $25, $30 worth of stuff there. It wasn't great stuff. I'm like, you know what? Donate it. $8.88. I'm going to spend more than that in gas just to go up and get it and back. So I'm like, you know what, the hell with it.
Yeah.
The times at the auctions I go to when I'm buying box lots, I'll pick out what I want out of the box, and there's always somebody there, a flea market or something, that'll take the rest. So,
where are you at in Ohio, Blackberry? I got a garage you can pick through.
and sometimes if you get box lots in the beginning and there's another row of box lots, you should never do this. I get away with it, but I'll fix what I want and then go throw the boxes in the next box lot.
That's a good one.
You know what I started doing when they do box lots choice? And let's say there's a box that has one good thing in it. Instead of taking the whole box, I just take the item out of it.
Yeah.
The item and leave that shitty box.
The auctioneer don't like that, but I get away with it too. He gives me kind of a snicker when I do.
I mean, every auction has somebody who's going to take everything that's left over.
Yeah.
I've never been to an auction where they're
Yep.
selling box lots that there wasn't one guy in the
Yep.
corner waiting for people to say, take, or he's the guy that says when they sell the whole roll for $1 because there's no good stuff left in it. It's time to, okay, that's the kind of guy who say, hey, you want this? I don't need it. And they don't care because they either got a store or they're a flea marketer or whatever, and they're just going to put up their junk. They don't care. I do that all the time.
When I used to do a lot of rummage sales at my dad's house, I used to be that person. I'd take absolutely everything. And I made a lot of money that way too, though. But I'm kind of tired of doing rummage sales. I like doing rummage sales, but it's just too much work now. I just think I'm not going to do it anymore.
I hate doing rummage sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to enjoy it. I'd have 2 or 3 rummage sales a year at my dad's house. And like I said before, my brother used to do rummage sales out there. So people actually look for our rummage sale, they like the stuff we bring. And so, yeah, I used to make good money. I'd buy a whole row of stuff for $1. And, yeah, you sell everything for 50 cents or $1 a piece, you're making money, I used to make a lot of money doing that.
I had a rummage sale, but I'll never sell anything that isn't. I only deal in paper money, so if it's not worth $1, I won't sell it. And you'll have these people be like, "Oh, will you take 50 cents for it?" And I'll never have change on me, coin change. So I'll be like, "Well, if you have exact money, I don't have coin change."
Silver Hair Stacker wants to know if somebody would worth point a watch for me or something. Is there one on there? Because you can see if it's on there, it just won't show you the price. You can still do research on worth point. Give me just a second. I'm putting a label. There may not be one on there. You just can't show the prices without subscribing.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of showing up early at an auction and being the last one to leave.
Yes.
Critical.
Because it's great when they do table lots and box lots at the end of the night because people are just auction weary and they're done, and so you're picking up stuff for just crazy cheap money.
Yeah.
And then if you get there early and they got box lots or if they're selling some of the stuff early, people are saving their money because they want stuff later in the auction, and so you can pick up stuff that's actually pretty cheap.
I got nothing for sensor, tri-light, pocket watch. I even left off LCD I got nothing with LCD. I left it off, still got nothing. Sensor, tri-light. Okay, here we go. Okay, I don't know why you had pocket watch in there. It's not a pocket watch. So, all right, sensor, tri-light, LCD watch, retro vintage, lovely look. Sold eBay UK 2013 for $30. One sold eBay UK for $25.62 in 2015, and then apparently there was one mentioned in a box lot. Then the whole box lot went for $28. That helps.
Hey, Nikki, go look at my Facebook.
Okay.
It's Jim wearing a saddle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I wish it was. I'd be 5.5 richer.
Yeah.
It's my brony membership picture.
No, it's our $550 vet bill.
Oh.
Yeah, that Snap-on clock I was showing, I bought 6 of them at an auction a couple days ago, where I only paid $30 for all 6.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're all the same, and they're all different models, but they're the same type of swimsuit pinup type stuff. So.
Oh, you didn't call them girls. That was nice, Eric.
Oh God, I don't want to see that. Ooh. Ooh, I thought it was like a little. That's a huge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, Dusty, if you could see her running around with that flap waving and the blood coming out, oh my God, it was so horrible.
Oh, wow.
No.
You could see the muscles. It was like when you dissected a cat in high school. It was horrible.
It looked like if you deer hunt, when you skin a deer when you pull the hide off.
Now, and what'd you get caught on?
Livestock gates, you have the bolt that goes through the posts.
Yeah.
Well, the nub was hanging out, and my 2 labs were running together, and they ran real fast under the fence, and he body slammed her into that nub, and it ripped her open.
Oh.
That's a gross one.
Yeah, they got the angle grinder this morning. I angle ground them off.
Here, Eric, I'll friend you, and then you can look at it. You'll want to.
It's like putting a fence around the pool after your kid drowns, though. Yeah.
Yeah, poor baby.
Where is
Holy
Silver Hair? I'm just gonna message him. Are we not friends? Silver Hair, are we not friends on? How come you don't show up on my message thing? We're not friends.
Nice to see.
Silver Hair, check your other messages on Facebook or whatever. Since we're not friends, it may show up in your. It may not show up in your regular messages. But I sent you a picture of what I found. I just ran the very generic term of sensor tri-light, and then only brought 3.
Wow.
That's a good one, hey?
So that where they sewed it up to that square shape, that's the piece that was kind of hanging back, and then they shaved her all the way around.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It looked like when you rip a t-shirt, like you just like ripped a t-shirt like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you knew it was something when the vet was like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
It was like, "Wow."
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I like to vet doctor my own animals, but that one would have been a trip.
No,
yeah.
that's beyond my capability.
yeah,
Well, my daughter graduated from pre-vet, so I mean, she never went to vet school. She's changing up what she wants to do, but
Well, I'm good at doctoring because I have horses, but I don't sew skin back together.
yeah, that's. I mean, I've had where they cut themselves, or there's a little flap, and you can super glue it back on, and it's not a big deal. But yeah, that's a little much.
Back probably about that far.
Yeah.
I can see Tara. Jim, get the sewing kit.
I was.
I mean, it's really.
His crazy mom is talking to me. I shouldn't say that, but anyway, she goes, "Well, I used to sew up my own horse, and it cut itself." I'm like, God, this is beyond my capability.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not so much. I mean, because it's a very simple wound. I mean, you could sew it. The problem you got to deal with is you got to really get in there, clean it out, and worried about infection. And obviously, got a drain in there, so they were worried about that too. So.
Well, initially, when he took her in, he says, it's a lot worse than it looks. It's not internal, it's just, it's just hide. We're gonna sew it back on. It may necrofy, where she loses that patch of hide, but but when we picked her up, he said I was wrong. There was internal damage. He says most of the sutures are internal. They're the self-dissolving ones because she broke tissue on her side that he had to put back together. So I mean, if we would have just put the flap back on, actually, it probably wouldn't have turned out well.
Yeah, you would have probably ended up with infection, and that would have killed it.
Yeah,
sometimes you just got to know when to say when.
I thought it was funny. The receptionist, we bring her in, and the receptionist is like, "Oh my gosh, I'll get the doctor." So she calls the vet. Like, I just put this animal under anesthesia. I can't come out right now. She goes, "No, you need to come out and see this."
She's gonna have an interesting scar.
Yeah.
Like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'll have something to tell all her friends about.
Yeah.
It's a Bermuda right angle.
It was one of those days where you're having a really good day, and then it goes so fast.
And from now on, every time she walks past that other dog, she's gonna be like, "You bitch."
You made me wear this coat shame.
Yeah, Snoopy he's another black lab, and he reminds me a lot of Nicky's Lugnut. I mean, he's like 4 now, but when he runs, he's like one of those dogs that'll just run into people or things. He has like no sense of his body or something. He just body slams into people or other dogs.
That's your typical lab, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't care. They're just goofy dogs. I mean,
and he's really like that a lot. She's not. She's very sensitive. Like one time Jim accidentally stepped on the corner of her paw, so now she doesn't. It's been years, so she doesn't trust Jim if he walks by her or anything.
Well, I also ran her over with the motorcycle too.
Oh yeah, he did run over with the motorcycle.
She ran out through the side. She went underneath the front tire, and I dumped the bike because she's between the front tire and the engine. The bike dumps. There's a big burn on her side from the pipe. I wasn't wearing a helmet, landed on my head, sprung my neck, and cracked some teeth. Anyway, that was wonderful. So I had to get up quick, lift up the bike, and the dog can get out. And I'm like spitting out the sand, but it's not sand, it's pieces of my teeth.
Oh, no.
So,
And your dog's looking at you like, why'd you run over me for?
Yeah, she jumped out of the woods on him. Yeah.
And that was that the XS 650. I mean, it's a 650 Yamaha. It's a big bike.
Yeah, big old thumper. All right, wait, no, the XX, that's a dual, isn't it?
Yeah, the inline twin.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Suzuki 650, the Savage 650s, which is the single cylinder.
At about 60, you start feeling that out of balance thing from those two pistons, from the pistons.
That's a great bike to modify. A lot of people like that bike.
Yeah, this one's stock.
They love it. I'll tell you though, it's weird because most people that see it, I mean, they'll compliment me. They're like, "Oh wow, it's not messed up. Nobody touched it."
Yeah, it's very common to chop those bikes up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's people who can't afford a Harley buy those because they kind of look Harley-ish, and then they buy them and they make them look like a Harley, and it's like it's a Yamaha, dude. I mean, it's still a Yamaha.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that had the 450 Rebel Honda, and he I mean, it was totally tricked out. It looked like a Harley, but he actually had it painted. It was painted on the side. It said Hardly.
Oh
wow! I didn't know they made a 450 Rebel. I thought 250.
Very, very rare to find. They only made it for a couple of years. The 450 Rebel. Most of them are 250s, but
yeah, I took my motorcycle class on it, and I mean, it's like riding a motorized bicycle. It's real catty. It's real nice to handle.
See, I had a Suzuki the GZ 250, which is a big bike for a 250. That thing was great.
Yeah.
That was my last bike I had. I mean, but I used to throw me and my wife on it. We'd go riding, and it had plenty of power, but it got like 75 miles a gallon. It was great.
I think that Yamaha gets about 50.
But yep, I got rid of that because I just got tired of riding, and it's hard to have a conversation with your spouse unless you're wearing headphones, and you kind of look goofy on a 250 with that. So
yeah, I don't ride with Jim. We don't ride double. I don't ride. Well, I don't drive one, but.
And I don't blame her. I wouldn't ride on the back of one either. I'm either driving or...
Well, I sold the bike and bought a convertible. So,
I'm looking at one of those slingshots.
Those are wicked.
Yeah, those are cool.
Because we got a 10-year-old son, and it would be nice he can ride in the passenger seat, instead of having him ride on the back of a bike,
Yeah.
I want one of those. But the problem with that is you're paying so much for it, and up here you can only use it for so long during the year, and that's it,
We're getting the hell out of here, Nikki. We're getting.
Well, that's true.
I mean, they're really not terribly expensive. They're about $25,000 for them.
About $20,000.
Yeah, and they got a real good dealer package. I mean, you're gonna have to shell out about $4,000, I think, to start to get it. But then after that, it's reasonable payments. I think it's spread over like 5 years. If you go on the site, Polaris finances it for you.
What was it Jim Bennett said? If you don't like where you live, quit bitching about it. You live in northern Minnesota. You know it's going to be cold in the wintertime.
We're not bitching. We're getting the hell out of here.
No, it takes a little while to wrap shit up, though.
I wouldn't live anywhere else, though.
Yeah, I'm ready to live somewhere else. I put in 23 years up here. I'm ready to go do something else.
Yeah.
But I don't have any family left up here. All my family's dead, and all his family moved away.
No, and I go outside and breathe in that cold air, and I'm coughing up stuff. Probably my own fault. I should never smoke, but I mean, I would like to go somewhere where winter only lasts about a month and a half.
Mm-hmm. Go down to Tennessee then.
Yeah.
Alabama, Tennessee.
I want to be Kentucky because I want to be Unbridled Spirit on my license plate.
I want Mississippi, but
no, I'm not.
God, no.
I like Mississippi.
We went to Jackson to pick up that truck, and now he's all in love with Mississippi. I'm like, no, I'm not living here.
Yeah, you go in the middle of summer, and then you'll decide you're not going to live in Mississippi.
No, we were there in August. And then we picked up the truck, and we went to Vicksburg to go check out the park. And there's this guy and woman. They're riding bikes up out of the park. And I mean, they just look like somebody hosed them down, just drenched in sweat. It's super humid that day. It's really hot. And Jim rolls down the window. Oh, bad day to bike. And the guy just looks at him like, asshole.
Yeah.
My daughter just came back from Arizona, and she's like, "Oh, I just love it so much. I want to live down here." I said, "Yeah, be down there in August when it's like 150 degrees out."
Arizona's not bad. It just depends on where you're at. If you're in northern Arizona, it's actually quite pleasant.
Yeah, I went to
It is.
Arizona
She was down in Phoenix.
in the summer, and we were, I don't know, it's like around by the Petrified Forest or whatever, and we leave Wisconsin, and they get us off the bus. I'm with these old people because they send me with this great aunt, and they were dropping like flies because the heat was like a weight, you know, because we're from Wisconsin. So it was like, oh my God, it's like somebody set this heat weight on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind northern Arizona. I mean, you get up into the Kingman areas, things like that. That's where it's actually quite pleasant.
Yeah, that's gorgeous there.
When I was bartending, we had a guy come in who's from Arizona, and I said something to him like, "Oh, how can you take the heat in the summer there?" Because I asked him, "Do you live there year round?" He says, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, what do you do here when it's below zero?" And I'm like, "Well, you stay inside." He goes, "Well, that's what we do." He goes, "It ain't the locals dropping over on the sidewalk when it's 120 degrees. It's too."
Yeah. Could have your barbecues at night.
Being out in Vegas, and it was like 105 out in Vegas, and it's like, yeah, we're just visiting, and I'm like, hey, we want to go to the pool. We want to go swimming, and my mom's like, oh, hell no, it's 105 degrees out there. We went swimming at midnight. It was like 80 degrees. It was perfect weather. I was like, this is kind of cool, Get out, wait till the sun goes down, and just go out and do your stuff. So,
Yep.
I love Vegas. But I always wanted to, but I never made it out there to live.
My mom and dad, I think it was the very first year we went to Disney. This is like in 1975 or 70. They take us down to Orlando, and they get this deal on this Days Inn. They get to stay in Days Inn for free because they got to go talk to the timeshare people. So we go on this bus ride with me and my sister, and they pitching where the timeshares are going to be built and all this stuff or whatever. And I'm like, well, this ain't so bad. Well, then the bus stops at this building, and there's a big asphalt playground with chain link fence, basketball hoops, and tennis courts. And they lead us in there. It's like a camp. They lead you in there and they shut the gates. Well, now mom and dad go off on the buses to go talk to the real estate people, try to talk them into buying the timeshare weeks. And they leave us Wisconsin kids. We're Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan. We're all northern kids. They put us out in this asphalt. I mean, it's like 100 degrees in the blazing sun. There's no shade. They give us like basketballs and stuff to play with. I mean, we're dropping like flies. They got this little building that's air conditioned. It's like their infirmary. Because when I wound up in there, it's like I'm in a line of chairs with other kids. They were cooking us alive. And these timeshare salesmen, they don't quit. So us poor kids were like out there for like 4 or 5 hours. It was horrible. My sister, actually, how I got in, my sister's skinned her knee. So they took her in. I said, "Well, that's my sister. I'm not letting her go without me." That's how I got into the air conditioned building. But I mean, yeah, all the kids had sunburn. It was real estate people do not care about children.
Oh, no. What's funny is my mother-in-law actually has a timeshare down in Florida, down in that area, and it's beautiful. But they got approached by another company, and they were buying every timeshare in the building. And she even tried to get out of this thing and try to figure out a way to get out of it. And she actually made money when she sold her timeshare because they're going to knock the old building down and rebuild a brand new building and charge 3 times as much.
Wow.
But she's like, and when she sold her timeshare, she has a money guy that handles all her money. She's like, how in the world did you make money on a timeshare? She's like, just held on to it long enough. I mean, and they go down every year. I mean, they got their use out of it. They always went down to Florida every year. So.
Yeah, because sometimes like people try to just about give those things away or give them away just to get out of the fees on them every year.
Oh yeah, you can buy a timeshare on eBay for $1. So,
yeah,
it's the hidden cost that get you.
Yeah.
Well, they buy the timeshare at retirement age, and I mean it's a fact of life. When you're 65, odds are you're going to live with 15 more years. So in 15 years, that timeshare is going to come up for sale, and if the kids don't want it and they're going to use it, they'll fire sale it.
Well, that's what she actually offered it to all of us, and I'm like, no, I don't need a timeshare, because the fees on hers was, I think it was like $1,700 or $1,800 a year.
They start out real cheap, but it's like an ATV. You get people in there, they can't themselves. All of a sudden, they decide they need telephones in all the rooms, or they need more street lights because the HOA is spending somebody else's money, so they find all these things they need to spend the money on, and pretty soon the fees go from like $150 a month to, like you said, like $7 or $8. It gets out of control.
Yeah, from where they're, I mean, they were right on the beach. They're on the East Coast, and I mean, it was actually it's one of the peninsulas that sticks out into the ocean, so you had water on both sides. It was a beautiful place, but it's like, yeah, I can see why they want to knock that one down because it was built in the early '80s, I think it was, and they wanted to knock the whole building down and build a bigger, better place.
Yeah.
Queen City Picker said, "Move to Alabama. Dusty's starting a commune."
See, Dusty's going to move
A
out,
reselling commune.
and he's going to move somewhere else because there's nothing to pick there anymore because everybody's out there grabbing everything.
No, I don't want to quite that far south. Now, Jim, he would go as far south as I would let him because he likes like palm trees and tropic weather and stuff like that.
I would go to the.
Huntsville's not that far south. Huntsville's only about an hour from Nashville, Dusty.
Do what?
Huntsville's only about an hour from Nashville.
Yeah, I mean we're 25 minutes from the Tennessee state line.
Yeah, I mean that's a good area. I mean you get just enough winter to make you happy, and not enough summer to piss you off. So it's a good area to be in.
Yeah. Well, I have alternative reasons for the area I picked. So.
My thing is where I live. The only bad thing we have is the cold. We don't have tornadoes. We don't have bugs that'll eat you. We don't have snakes that'll kill you. You know. So all I have to do is put up with a little bit of cold in the wintertime and I'm good. You know, at least I know my house will be there tomorrow. Might have frozen pipes, but I'll be there. And a pipe is cheaper to replace than a house, so.
Yeah, Nikki, if you fall asleep outside at night, the air will kill you.
No sleeping in my van in January.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We'll see you all tomorrow, and
yeah, I won't be able
have
to
a great day.
Yeah.
Peace.